Hey, Andrea-san.
Yes.
Do you often find yourself reading books in your spare time?
Nope.
No?
No. I love books, but my eyesight is too bad these days.
So you don't read books?
Not anymore. I used to read every day, actually, but my eyesight is just too bad recently.
When did you stop reading books?
Ooh, probably a few years ago.
最近のことね。
Yeah, but like up until then, like I literally read books every night before I went to sleep. How about you?
You know what? I have been struggling with reading books.
Okay.
Because when I start reading book, it's always midnight before I go to bed.
Okay.
So I immediately start dozing off.
Okay.
うとうとして and ends up, or it's always ends up, I just read a couple paragraph.
Okay.
And I never made it more than chapter 1.
Really? Okay. And this is for any book or?
Any books.
Any book? Really?
Any books.
Okay. So it's not that you hate reading. It's just you can't get past chapter 1 because you're falling asleep.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So いつも眠る前に本を読んでしまうからそのチャプター1をね飛び越せない。チャプター1から向こうに行けないの。
That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
It's funny.
そうね。でも I found actually a good method.
Oh?
A new technique.
Oh yeah?
So, yeah.
What's your new technique?
That's what we're gonna talk about.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's jump right in.
All right. Hey everybody, CrossTalk FM is an English and Japanese bilingual freestyle podcast. In this podcast, we explore some cross-cultural themes and trends. I'm Andrea.
Hi, I'm Tomoya. このポッドキャストは英会話スクール&カフェを運営しているトモヤとアンドリアが毎週自分たちの周りで起きたことや海外のニュースについて英語と日本語でカジュアルに話しているポッドキャスト、ビデオポッドキャストです。
All right. So, Tomoya, I want to know more about your struggle with reading books and also your new technique.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you kind of fall asleep when you start reading late at night. You tend to fall asleep and then you don't make a lot of progress.
Right.
Have you had any other like really challenging parts about reading, challenging aspects of reading?
僕が他にチャレンジしたその本を読む方法ね。So in this episode, we were talking about reading a book. It's not any book. It's a book written in English.
Oh, okay. I thought it was any book.
I mean, その英語で書かれた本の中で any books って
Okay.
意味ね。
Okay. So like novels or design books or like I know you probably read coding books or
I don't read
web design books or something. Yeah.
そのlike a tutorial みたいなやつはもうインターネットで見ますんで。
Okay.
So yeah, basically, when I say novel, when I say books, it's always a novel or it's basically novel.
Okay, I like reading novels too. I find it relaxing to read before I go to bed.
So going back to your question, what's my
like a challenge? What other challenges do you have?
I bought a Kindle,
Yes.
Digital device for reading book, and it didn't work because it didn't have a backlight, so you can't read it at night.
Oh, was it made without a backlight?
Wasn't built-in backlight.
Okay, it's not broken.
It's not broken.
It just wasn't made that way. Okay.
No.
Why did you buy that one?
Because I didn't know that, and I bought it a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
The latest models have a backlight built in it. So, 最近のモデルを買えば、その Kindle の、ちゃんと夜でも暗闇の中でも読めるなんかバックライトがついてるんだけど、まあでもそれでも1万8000、9000とか。
Oh, wow. That's kind of a lot.
It's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
だからちょっと今買えません。本のためだけに、1万。
Yeah. But I don't know. If you read a lot of novels, it's probably worth it because even cheap novels in English are about 900 yen or up. So if you read like 15, 20 novels, you're getting your money's worth.
15だからその僕さっき言ったようにチャプター1超えられないからこれ買う意味あるんかな
Yeah, you're not getting your money's worth. But like with Kindle, you can also buy magazines too, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you
or comics, you know.
Yeah, you wanted to read comics or magazines or something that's a little bit lighter, you would get your money's worth faster.
Maybe. But I never read comics on Kindle.
Okay.
So that's why, yeah.
Okay.
For that reason, I use my smartphone.
Oh, okay.
漫画読むならスマートフォンが便利かな。
Isn't the screen too small?
It's a little too small, but I also have an iPad, so no problem.
Okay. Nice.
iPad もあるんで。
Okay.
Let's talk about the new method I found.
Okay.
It really fascinating.
So it's not Kindle.
It's not Kindle.
It's not Kindle. Okay, something different. What's your new method?
It's audiobook.
Oh, okay. Okay, I want to say I don't use audiobooks, but they're very popular in America.
Oh, is it?
Are they not popular in Japan?
I think it's not popular yet.
Right? I had the impression like it's not very well known or used. How did you find audiobooks?
I thought like this is kind of complicated story.
Okay.
もう僕がその Kindle じゃないや、僕がこのオーディオブックをね見つけた経緯なんですけど、そのオーディオブックがあるってことは知ってたんですよね、もちろん。
Okay.
なんかいつも何かの CM か何かでオーディブル。
Yes. I was going to say.
聞いてみようみたいな。
Yeah, okay. When I listen to podcasts, not always, but often they'll have a advertisement for Audible.
Yes.
Some of the podcasts are actually sponsored by Audible.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
でも確かに僕もそういうの聞いたことあるのかも。
Yeah.
I think I have heard it. So I knew there's an Audible, which is audiobook service. I knew it.
Okay.
But I have ever thought I would use it.
Okay.
So the reason I started using this Audible or audiobook, whatever it is, I had idea to create a tool that could read newspapers and blogs out loud for me.
Okay.
So こういう最近 AI でこの文章を読んでくれるとか、
Okay.
いろんなツールがいろいろ出てるんですけど、これでなんかそのポッドキャストにもなってないこの本とかをなんか、AI で読ませてその聞かせる聞けるツールを自分でなんか作ろうかなって思ったんです。
Oh, okay.
でもそれはちょっと大変、作るのをね1からするのは大変だから。But then I remember the saying, don't reinvent the wheel.
Okay, yeah. So that means you think that someone has already invented the app or the system that you want.
So I'm sure there's a tool that I could use.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
そうだからチェックしたというか、その考えた次の瞬間に、これなんかオーディブルが使えるなと思ったんですね。
Okay. Audible is really popular in America, and I haven't used it because it's not free. But I have a lot of friends who are book lovers who love reading because I studied literature and my friends also studied literature. So it's like all of us love reading. A lot of them use Audible.
So,
which was surprising to me because I thought they were like me. I thought they preferred paper books. But I found out a lot of them have switched over, like you, they've switched over to audiobooks. Yeah.
オーディオブックって結構ポッドキャストって似てるんだけど、
okay.
それについてはちょっともうちょっと後で話すんですが、
Okay.
このまたもう一つ理由があって、There's another reason
Okay.
I wanted to use Audible.
Okay.
There's a book I really wanted to read. which is three body problems.
Yeah, that became a topic for discussion about what, a year and a half ago? 2 years ago?
僕がどうしても読みたいその小説、SF の小説があったんですけど、それが3体、日本語で3体っていう、小説なんですね。
So did you read them all?
No, I haven't started yet.
Because I have your old Kindle.
Did you?
Yeah, you gave it to me. You gave it to me. And you said you can have it, but it has your data for those books on it.
Oh.
And I started reading them.
そうなんだ。
I started reading them, and it's a weird story. It's very weird.
そのあげたことすらもちょっと覚えてなかったんだけど。
You want it back? I'll bring it back.
No.
I'll bring it back.
No, it's okay. I have a Audible now, so don't need it. そうだからオーディブル使い始めて、そういういろんなこの読みたいなっていうものがあったんですけど、どうしても。でオーディブルでこれ読めるかもしれないポッドキャストみたいにね。
Yeah.
So I started using it.
Okay.
And I've been using this Audible for about a week.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm really enjoying it. So,
okay. Well, that's good to know.
So far, I haven't started reading this three body problems yet because it's
I wanted to ask
too complicated.
It's very complicated. Even in the book, there's a lot of characters in the book. A lot of characters. And it's written by a Chinese author. And so all the names are Chinese.
So.
And for someone like me who's not really familiar with Chinese names, I forget like the relationships between the characters. And I have to go back and keep checking. So I think with an audiobook, that's going to be really difficult to do.
I thought so.
So even with the Kindle that you lent me, I had to keep like, if it's paper, you can just turn the page. It's really quick. But like with the Kindle, I had to keep scrolling back and like, who was that again? And go back and reread sections. So I'm not finished. It's taken a long time. I kind of gave up. To be honest. It's a weird story. It's a very weird story.
そうね。だからその3体っていうのはすっげえ面白いサイファイノベルっていうのは言われてて、そのサイファイ SF 小説が好きなら絶対読んでおいた方がいいよっていうぐらいの新しいニューバイブルみたいな感じなんですね。
New Bible. I wouldn't say it's that good. I think that's overstating things just a little. Just a little.
I just a little bit exaggerated.
Just a little.
で、それ絶対ちょっと読むの難しいなって分かってたから、I started from easier book, but still sci-fi novel.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, it's not like the language is not so difficult in Santai, the three bodies.
Yes.
The language is not difficult. Again, it's the number of characters and the relationships between the characters. It's hard to remember, but also it's kind of a non-linear story. It goes back in time. The story goes back in time, and it's also present day, and then it's also like fantasy in someone's mind. So it's like really, really complicated. It's a very complicated story. It's not a matter of like the words are too difficult. It's just a non-linear story with a lot of characters. Yeah.
そうだからオーディブルで楽しむことがちょっとできるかなっていう問題。英語多分わかるだろうって思ってたんですね。
Yeah, probably.
だから
probably.
So I just wanted to test it out how it works for me.
Okay.
So
and you like it?
I really like it. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, maybe I will do that too sometime. I was thinking about it actually about 2 years ago. One of my best friends from university, I noticed she was using Audible, and I'm like, oh, well, if she's using it, then maybe I should jump on too.
Right.
But around that time, I discovered podcasts, and podcasts are free, and Audible isn't. So I kind of just got into listening to podcasts more.
確かにね。ちょっとデメリットとしては、オーディオブックはお金を払わないといけないんだよね。
Yeah. Well, the reason is because you're paying for the books, right? Instead of paying for a physical book, you're paying for the reading service.
そうだから、よく考えたらそうだよね。本をただでは読めないよね。
Yeah. Because if you think about it, like if no one paid anything, then the writers wouldn't ever make any money.
Right. まあね、そう考えるとポッドキャストはタダで聞けるから。
Right. But it's not quite, the same thing.
Right. So I found a difference between podcast and Audible. So podcast is more comfortable, more like easy going, and it's like you are listening friends talking about something, right?
Yeah, for most podcasts. It depends on how many hosts there are.
Right.
Of course. Yeah, it's just someone talking. It's not always fact. It's just someone's opinion or talking about whatever they want to talk about.
So. And the audiobook or Audible is like a movie. You immerse yourself into the world of the story.
Okay, yeah.
And so you can have a vision in your mind, in your head.
Yeah.
Right.
That's actually an interesting point because when you read a novel, you get images in your mind of like what's happening to the characters. And then this is a new topic, but like when people make those into movies, it looks different than what you imagined, right? And people are like, the movie wasn't very good because they already have an image in their mind of what it should look like or what the character should look like or what they should be. Yeah.
そう、そこがまたね、ちょっとまたポイントなんですけど。
Yeah.
So, Andrea-san.
Yes.
I have tried this new format of book.
Yes.
Do you want to try this Audible service?
I do actually. I am very interested in it. So when I get to like kind of a good point when I'm not done listening to podcasts, but when I've kind of getting tired of them, I'll probably switch over to Audible too.
Yes. So what do you love most about podcast? And I know you are a big fan of podcasts and you listen podcasts almost every day.
I do. When I'm driving in my car, I try to listen. The reason I like podcasts, I guess, is because I like true crime. So true crime, you don't really see a lot of books on it. There are TV series about it, but you don't see a lot of books about true crime. But I like to hear about cases that are interesting. But podcasts are short enough usually that I can listen to one, either coming to work or coming and going home, or cut it in half and get a full story in a day. So they're fairly short. Yeah, usually between 30 and 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bit longer.
Yes. That's also the big different point between podcast and audiobook. Usually, as you say, podcast takes like half an hour or 60 minutes to consume. Yeah. But I found finishing audiobook takes around 8 hours or more.
That's pretty long.
I'm actually lied. It takes my book currently reading is about 16 hours to
That's
finish.
Pretty long.
Yes.
So that's someone just basically reading the entire book.
Right.
On recording. Okay. Well, I'll tell you a little tidbit, actually. Audiobooks first... Do you know the history of audiobooks?
No.
This might be completely wrong. I might be off base. But I think... Because I used to work in a library. I think they were first made for people who were... impaired visually, basically blind people, because they can't read books. Yeah. They have Braille books. There are Braille books. But audiobooks, I think, first started for blind people and also elderly people who, like, their vision isn't good enough to be able to read, but they wanted to read books or they wanted to hear books. And so I think audiobooks started that way. For people who couldn't see very well.
Yeah.
But then nowadays, like, people are so busy and so many people commute to work and commute to school on trains and buses and, by driving. And so it's a way to kill time. It's a way to learn something or hear something, get something done while you're using that time to commute. So for busy people, it's good.
That's really good point. すごい気づかなかったですね、僕も。
Really?
確かに言われてみれば。 Oh. So I also found audiobook is kind of complicated because the quality is really depends on the voice actor, right?
Oh, really? I don't know. I haven't used it, but are there not good ones?
I haven't tried many audiobooks. I'm just hear a couple of audiobooks.
Okay.
And haven't checked many audiobooks yet.
Okay.
But there is, people have a preference. Some people likes this voice or such a voice,
Yeah.
This is not good voice actor. I like this person. People have a preference.
Okay.
So it's
fair. You can't help what you like, right? You can't be helped.
If it's just reading, hearing and get the information from a book, you don't need to care about a voice actor.
True. Yeah.
But when it comes to narratives, you might consider about the voice actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
そ
の物語を聞くときにやっぱボイスアクター声優さんの声というか演技って言った方がいいかな。上手だとやっぱそののめり込んでいくのがやっぱ違うなと思って。So I just tested. I just listening one a famous sci-fi novel right now.
Okay.
And voice actor on this novel is really good.
Okay. Is it a man or a woman?
A man.
A man. Okay.
Turns out he's one of famous popular voice actors.
Okay. What book are you reading right now?
I'm listening. It's kind of complicated. I'm listening Project Hail Mary.
I never heard of that.
Project Hail Mary. So it's really popular sci-fi novel. And then it came out 2021 or 2. So
it's fairly new.
It's very new.
Okay, I want to check something. So you keep saying I read or I heard. I have a friend who it was also with me in school. We were literature majors. She's one of the ones using Audible also. And every week on Facebook, she will post a photo of what books she read. And here you go. Maybe I should cover up her name. What I read this week, and it's a picture of the audiobook. But she says she uses the word read, what I read this week. So it counts as reading. If you listen to it, it still counts as reading. So that's what I wanted to check. It is like, do you say I read this or I heard this? It's questionable, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So before I forget, I want to mention about bad actor, voice actor.
Oh, okay.
It's not. I think this is not good or bad. I just told you it's just people's preference.
Yeah.
So, but I have read other sci-fi novel which I really liked, and the voice actor on this novel, he didn't really changing his voice for each character.
Okay. That's a bit weird though, if it's just one person reading different characters.
But on a Project Hail Mary, what I'm reading now, the voice actor is really good. He changes his voice for each character.
Really?
He even play an old woman.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to kind of not hear that one, but hear how people do it.
そうちょっとボイスアクターの人の名前を少し忘れてしまったんですが、ちょっと
Interesting.
後で探していきましょうか。
I'm curious so we mentioned that it's not free, like Audible is not free, right? How much is it to join, do you know? Or how much is it to use this service?
It costs 1,500 yen.
Per month?
Per month.
Okay, which is not actually too bad if you are using it often. Like for me, I listen to podcasts every day. If I were listening to novels or books, I think that'd be reasonable.
Right.
If I were buying books, it'd be a lot more than that.
ちょっとね、確かに毎月ね、 払うのはちょっと高いかもしれないけど、本を買うよりはもしかしたら安いからね。
だいぶ安い。
So I just checked quickly who was the narrator on the novel Project Hail Mary is Ray Porter.
Ray Porter. Okay. I don't know who he is. But like voice actors are probably only voice actors, you know, in many cases. It might be someone who's like famous as an actor or an actress, but you wouldn't probably know like, the voice actors. They're just not that famous.
そうね。まあこれは僕のバイアスだから多分人によっては別にあんま興味ない声だっていう人いるかもしれないけど、まあちょっとね、ボイスアクターっていうのはね、なかなかでも難しい仕事ですけど、人の声ってね、難しいねって。
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I haven't listened, so I can't comment, really.
So,
but yeah.
Moving forward to the next subtopic, I want to talk about like the phenomenon called book to movie.
Okay, all right.
そう、小説から例えばその映画になるってよく聞きますよね。
ありますよね。Often, very often.
何かがこの何万部売れたこの本が映画になるみたいな。
Yes.
でもそういう風なフェノメノン、まあ現象的なことをね、ちょっと話していきたいんですけども。
Okay.
So Andrea さん、you know some of the movie used to be books?
Yeah, there were lots actually. The whole Harry Potter series is a very popular example. So those were books first, and then they became movies later. After the books came out and they were very successful, then they became movies.
Right.
A lot of Stephen King's books also. After he wrote the book, they became movies. So like The Shining and It was popular here in Japan a few years ago, I think, right?
Yes.
Cujo. These were all books first.
Yeah. スティーブン・キングってもうなんか僕の中で最近映画のために本を書いてるみたいな。もう最初から映画になるんじゃんみたいな。
Probably. I mean, I don't know how he writes, but I've seen one of his movies. I don't think I've actually read any of his books, though. I might have read one a long time ago. But I don't remember like specifically what it was.
So there's other book to movie.
Sure, there's tons. There's a lot of them.
Lord of the
Rings.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that whole series. Like those were manga. Those were kind of comic books first.
そうね。
Game of Thrones, which is popular. Those are books.
What was it?
Hunger Games. Yeah, all these are books. All these are from books.
Hunger Games は読んだことあります。
Hobbit. Did you say Hobbit?
Hobbit.
You did? No, you said Lord of the Rings.
I said Lord of the Rings.
Hobbit was also a book first. Dune.
Dune も本だったの?
Yeah. All of these were books first. There are tons more.
How about Star Trek?
Star Trek? I don't know. I think maybe that was a TV series first. That was not a book that I know of. Yeah. I personally like very old books. I like old literature, like from the 1800s. So like Jane Austen's books, who you maybe not know.
What's his famous title?
Pride and Prejudice.
なんか聞いたことだけあります。
Which actually that was a book first. Obviously, it's a very old story. And then it was made into several different versions of a movie. All the versions are great. I love all the versions.
あと、Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz was, yeah, I think probably, yes. That's right.
From that era.
Yeah. Tons of things start out as books, and then because they're so popular as books, they get made into movies later.
日本のアニメとか、まあその映画になったものがいっぱいあるんですけども、ハリウッドでね、ドラゴンボールとか、まあ今度ワンピースが、
One Piece.
ちょっとどうなるのかな。
Slam Dunk. Well, that was a manga series, right? No. That was manga. That was manga, and then it's now a movie.
So, right.
What about like the horror series Sadako? That's kind of like a densetsu, right? A traditional.
You know what? Sadako or maybe it was Ringu.
Yeah, ring in English, the ring.
Those were originally from books.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they're like traditional Japanese old stories or something.
Like old folklore.
Yeah, like folk tales or something. Folklore, yeah. No?
おとぎ話とかその伝説ではなくて、ちょっと小説家の名前忘れたんですけど、その小説が最初ですね。で、映画になってヒットしたっていうことだったと思うんですけど、間違ってたらごめんなさい。僕の記憶ではそうですね。はい。
Yeah.
ですね。結構本から、小説から映画になるっていうね、多いですよね。Andreaさん、if you could pick a novel to be turned into a movie, which one would it be and why?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
It probably already is a movie. I just haven't seen it. When I was young, my favorite writers were the Bronte sisters. British, very, very old, very romantic, old-fashioned stories. I'm sure one of the sisters wrote Wuthering Heights, and one of the sisters wrote Jane Eyre, two of my favorite books when I was growing up. I'm sure these have already been made into movies.
Can you say again?
Let me check. Jane Eyre, Jane Eyre. I'm going to check, actually.
Okay.
And the other sister wrote Wuthering Heights, Wuthering, and then Heights is Heights.
Okay.
Let's see if they're movies. I bet they are. Yeah, Jane Eyre was made into a film in 2011.
Oh,
and there was also a television series made in 2006. And Wuthering Heights was made into a film in 1939. Ooh.
That's really old.
Yeah, and then they did a remake in 2011. Okay, so I have to pick new novels then.
Any novel.
That's a hard question because I haven't read any new novels recently. I don't know. I don't know what I would choose.
Okay. So can I say my answer?
Sure, please.
Can I say my request?
Sure. So if any big Hollywood movie producers are listening, here's Tomoya's request. Here's Tomoya's request.
これまたサイファイの小説になるんですけども、
Okay.
なんだっけな、Giant's Star っていうそのサイファイノベル。
Giant's Star.
Giant's Star.
Giant's Star. Start. Giant's Start.
Start じゃない、Star.
Oh, okay, because you have start on the paper.
多分それ。
STAR? STAR. Okay. Giant's Star.
日本語だと多分巨人たちの星っていう、シリーズがあるんですけどね、これがね、結構その古典的というかだいぶ古い50年ぐらい前書かれたサイファイノベルで結構今でも人気なんですが、これがその映画化してほしいな、多分されているのかもしれないけど聞いたことはないんで、あと人気すぎて今度また新しいそのなんかカバーが新しくなっているらしいみたいなことがニュースでありましたけどもね。はい、結構人気ですね。
Okay.
あとクトゥルシリーズのクトゥルっていうなんかそのなんか話すとまたもうワンエピソード必要なサイファイ映画っていうか
No, and it's not that interesting. You don't get a whole episode. It's not that interesting. No one likes sci-fi as much as you.
みんな好きじゃないのかな、サイファイみんな好きでしょ。
そこまでは好きじゃないだろう。
そうでもないか。Okay, anyway, I want it to be a Hollywood movie some days.
Okay.
かな。
I haven't read a lot of newer books, so I can't, and you didn't give me advance notice, so I haven't researched. But I'm kind of looking at someone's blog, and they've got like a huge list of like really, really good books that have not been made into movies. And I haven't read any of these books yet. So I can't say.
It's probably a time for you to use Audible.
Maybe.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Probably.
Okay.
There's so many good books, though.
Right.
Oh, actually, well, it's hard to say. Actually, one of my sister's very good friends is actually a famous writer in America.
Told me that before.
And I read her books. Those have not been made into movies yet. Any of her books would be wonderful movies to me because they're true crime. They're true crime. True crime. I love true crime. But also, like, her books are kind of true crime, but not 100%. So the way she writes her books, it's interesting. She does research. She looks at newspaper articles and she finds a case, like a crime case that hasn't been solved yet. So they don't know what happened. There was this crime, something happened, but they don't know who did it. And then her story is imagining what happened. And then she'll write a story about what happened to the people. And she does a lot of research, so it could be very, very possible.
Okay.
But it's like so realistic, very, very good. Her name, if anyone is interested, her name is Laura McHugh, LauraMC, and then Hugh is capital HUGH. And she's got 4 books out, and they're all really, really good. I've read all of them.
Okay.
They're excellent.
Okay. アンドレアさんのね、お気に入りのトゥルークライム系が皆さん気になってたらぜひチェックしてみてください。
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's your turn now.
All right.
Have you listened to any audiobooks before? Or is there any particular book you want to read on Audible?
That would be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun to know. Is there something like Audible in Japanese? Do you know of? That you know of?
You asked me, is there any like an audiobook service other than Audible?
Yeah, because Audible's English books, right?
Oh, no. It's actually including Japanese books.
Oh, really?
You can read Japanese or English.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Novel.
Okay. Well, everyone should go sign up. Yep. And let's hear what people have listened to or what they want to listen to.
Sure.
All right. That's all for this episode, guys. If you like our audio podcast, be sure to subscribe wherever you're listening right now. Also, please do comment and review us.
And if you're tuning in through the podcast, check out our YouTube channel. We've just started a new series called The After Show. It's a bit more casual and a bit more personal and maybe just a bit more fun.
Yeah. This is CrossTalk signing off, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining.
Bye.
Bye.